Louisville, Kentucky for my husband's birthday getaway. We are going to be on the Bourbon Trail for the next couple of days, one of his core interests. So as part of his milestone birthday, I decided to surprise him and bring him here to Louisville, Kentucky. So we're here now. We are in our hotel room. We had a really good flight. Flew out of Atlanta. So we spent some time with my sister and brother-in-law. So that was really fun. So like I said, we're just chilling out now and wanted to get on and officially say hello. So we're celebrating over there for the next few days. As I said, we have scheduled tours, a curated tour tomorrow. We're going to be venturing tomorrow, meaning Monday. Today is Sunday. Tuesday, we are going to be venturing on our own. And then Wednesday, we have a half day of activities, and then we'll be departing later in the afternoon. So super excited to bring y'all along with us, and just wanted to say hi, and let's see what we can get into. All right. We just got back, y'all, from hanging out with a really good friend from graduate school who lives here, and his family. So we are in for the night. It was really good catching up and meeting his daughter for the first time and his beautiful wife again. So we had a really good time. We grilled out, laughed, reminisced on the good old days. And so now we're back in the room, of course, about to get cleaned up, get ready for bed, because tomorrow is our official start of our tour. I've arranged a private tour for our stay here to see 3 of the distilleries that we'll do tomorrow. So I'll definitely bring y'all on that adventure. I'm really excited to see what we have in store. So this is going to be good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow refreshed on the Bourbon Trail. Night. Focus. Focus. Good morning, y'all. We are headed down to breakfast, a little bit rushing. We ended up sleeping in a little bit. We were exhausted. Anyway, about to get a quick breakfast, and then the service, tour service should be here within the next 10 or 15 minutes. So hopefully we can get a little nosh and be on time. There's the sir behind me.
place was founded and erected by the Burks family. They're the ones that built our original distillery right there, okay? They started out as a grist mill, and then it was like, you know what? Let's throw some stills in here and make some liquor. Then Prohibition came, they had to shut it down, all right? So this little body of water right here, we call that Whiskey Creek. The Burks family, they used that to power their distillery back in the day via water wheel till they switched over to steam, okay, friends? So, y'all see that cool little building right there to my right? It's called a courthouse, not like jail, but Q-U-A-R-T, okay? So, way back in the day, this was our original product placement. Gorgeous. Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you?
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 6 on the right onto I-71 North towards Cincinnati.
How are you? We're doing good. It is day 2 of the Bourbon Tour. We are up and out. We are in a rental car. Yesterday we did a really lovely personalized tour experience. We planned on recapping our day once we got back to the hotel, but we were so dog tired that we ended up crashing. So I'll do that later today, I promise. But we are on our way back out to the Lexington, no, the Frankfurt area part of the region for the Bourbon Tour. We're on our way to the Frankfurt area, which is a region of the Bourbon Tour. It's set up or split into 3 distinct regions. We were in Bardstown yesterday. There's the Frankfurt, and then there is, I can't remember the third, but I'll put it on the screen for you. No, it's not Georgetown. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, we're going there now. Honey is driving, and we will check in once we get closer to our destination. We're at our first tasting tour walkthrough for the day. We are at Woodford Reserves, which is one of the oldest and one of the most historic brands of bourbon. Beautiful grounds here, y'all. It is so picturesque. If you think about Keeneland, Kentucky Derby, horses, wide open acreage, nestled at like a foothill of the mountain, that's exactly where we are. It is breathtakingly beautiful. So excited to see. we just wrapped up Woodford. What were your thoughts?
It was really good. They actually had a food pairing with each one of the bourbons, so
Yeah,
unexpected.
yeah. So we got to sample 5 of their
Bourbons and
bourbon
whiskeys.
offering whiskeys, and they pair them with different foods, which will help change the palate of the drink that you are consuming. So it's very interesting. A lot of kind of more science and technical on this tour, but very informative, and really recommend. The grounds alone are worth seeing, but the tasting tour, the sensing tasting tour, was really awesome too. So now we're gonna go, I don't know, back down these country roads to Buffalo Trace. We could probably stop at Target. We need to get some bubble wrap and some mailers to wrap up our stuff since we leave for home tomorrow. But I just want to let y'all know that we had a really good time today at the Woodford Reserve Distillery. Also, a random thought. Why do rental cars smell like wet dog? I feel like all rental cars smell like wet dog. It's just dank. I don't know. Anyway, we rented a car to ride around town. We're downtown Louisville where we're staying, but the distilleries are roughly 45 minutes to an hour and a half outside of Louisville city limits for the ones that we want to tour. And there are a few closer in town, like Angel's Envy.
Was it Foresters?
Old Foresters, and a few others are closer in town, but for the kind of more established historic brands, they are further out in some of the distant cities and counties of Kentucky. Anyway, just wanted to share my thought about rental cars smelling like wet dogs. Anyway, let's see what we get into next. How you doing? We are back in the hotel. As you can see, we are cleaned up after a full day. Today was day 2. We are headed home tomorrow. But I did want to include a little recap of our visit so y'all can get a better understanding of what we did, what we liked best. And I don't know, just talk about our experience holistically. So as I mentioned, this is this guy's milestone birthday, and he's really into bourbon. So part of that wanting me to share and what he enjoys is this Bourbon Trail experience. So the state of Kentucky produces 95% of all bourbon that is produced within the United States and the entire world, pretty much. So if you see something on the shelf, 9 times out of 10 it would have come from the state of Kentucky. With that being said, there's a ton of distilleries within the state on the Bourbon Trail, which we did on our time here for the trip. So first, a recap, we did Heaven Hill, Willett, and Maker's Mark, and then today we did Woodford Reserve as well as Buffalo Trace. And each one of these distilleries has different brands under the parent umbrella. So it's a whole lot. But we had a really good time today. Yeah, so overall, I definitely recommend. Our first day was a curated experience. I hired a private transportation company that booked our entire itinerary. Highly recommend the Kentucky Bourbon Boys if you partner, your friends want to come out here and explore. They are fantastic from the level of service, from the initial inquiry to us actually having the experience on yesterday with the driver to the closeout of my account. Superior, top notch. So highly recommend. All of the distilleries that we visited were very engaging and entertaining. I can't really pick a favorite, but I find that I don't know.
So I mean,
different.
we had that conversation while we were driving today.
Mm-hmm.
Today we drove ourselves.
Yeah, we were in the car.
When we got to Heaven Hill, we had a intimate one-on-one with the individual there. I call them kind of like sommeliers of bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
So she had 5 different ones that we tasted, and so we were very intimate from that standpoint there too.
Mm-hmm.
Now moving over to Willett. A crowd, but it was a very fun crowd.
Yeah, that was a very good group experience.
Yes.
For the people on that particular tour.
Right. So, and we ran into a number of them along the way at different distilleries or even on the street just walking.
Yeah.
And so then when you go over to Maker's Mark, still a good group, but each individual that was given a tour had their own personality, great energy, and I will say it was actually very diverse. Group of people that gave tours, from women to black women, white women, black men, older retired individuals.
Yep.
So
gamut.
So when you come out here, I know people have this notion about Kentucky, but I will say that we've been treated very, very nice.
Very well. So yeah, I think that he enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Again, I don't normally consume. I have other things I enjoy to do.
And she got to taste it too.
But again, it's very educational. The traditions and the history and the craft of producing bourbon, I think is I feel very educated now about the whole process and the level of care to the craft that they do, and the homage they pay. A lot of these distilleries still do things very manually, the way it was done back in the 17, 18, 1900s. From moving barrels and how they're produced and how they import the product into it. It's very labor intensive and very hands-on, and I think that was very interesting, that in today's modern age of technology and automation and scan and go, which amenities I do love and I want to keep, but it's really nice to see that there's still a level of homage that's being paid to how things once were that still stand the test of time.
So what was your favorite bourbon?
My favorite?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so
I won't say favorite, but your least.
The one I could palate the best.
Yeah.
Was probably from Buffalo Trace, and it was the Weller Rye. Wasn't it rye?
It would have been a Woodford Rye.
No. The one at Buffalo Trace.
Oh, Buffalo Trace. Oh, I thought you said Woodford. Oh,
was smoother.
So you just the Weller Reserve.
The Weller Reserve was. It's spicy, but it don't like. I would say the Buffalo Trace, the Woodford Reserve, thinking about holistic brands, and then third, probably the Heaven Hill.
Pikeville.
Were more palatable for me.
What was your least favorite?
I would say I had a least. It was just knowledge gathering, but I don't have a least favorite. But those were the ones that if I had to consume is what I would recommend to others or would consider consuming myself, beyond just a little wet your whistle type thing. So yeah.
But thank you
Yeah.
for giving me this experience of a lifetime, and hopefully we're able to not only come back but bring some other people along to enjoy round 2 of the bourbon tour. There's some other suggestions that people gave us, and also there's a chocolate store, candy store that I'll let my wife tell you about.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty good.
Rebecca Ruth? No. So yeah, I showed y'all a little bit of the store. These two sisters invented bourbon balls. So it's a chocolate covered bourbon filled ganache with a pecan on top.
Or pecan.
Pecan. I was trying not to show my southernness, but it was a pecan on top. And they're really good. And they have perfected that craft, and they make custom bourbon balls for a lot of the distilleries, for the Kentucky Derby, all that kind of stuff. That's still housed here in Frankfort, Kentucky, which is near Woodford Distillery. Very lovely product. It's unassuming when you look at it from the side of the road. It's somewhere you would think that we would not go, if you catch my drift. But they're very nice, very welcoming. You get a free sample, and they have a full array of other options too. But they're most known for their bourbon balls.
And there's 3 different regions. So you have
Bardstown. Y'all, Bardstown. If y'all remember that podcast, Serial, about those killings, which is it's not that kind of channel. But if you listen to that podcast during the pandemic or around that time, that is where we were.
And there's a connection, but we won't go into
mind blown
that with the individual that we met. But
anyway, we were in Bardstown, y'all.
Yeah, Bardstown.
And when the driver told us that, I was like,
it clicked.
I remember that Serial series talking about those killings. Anyway, go back and give it a listen.
Exactly.
They did solve one of the murders.
A couple of them, yeah.
But that was a very interesting, kind of eerie connection to be
so
in that neck of the wood.
Frankfort, and Lexington.
No, Louisville.
Louisville, sorry.
Yeah.
Frankfort is then Lexington.
It's Frankfort, Lexington together.
And then Louisville.
Ladies and/or gents, I highly recommend that if your spouse, loved one, or whomever has an interest that you may not personally hold yourself, check it out, give it a try. It's always really good to have a shared experience, even though it may not be something that you love yourself, but because you love your person, it's like, well, I'll do it because you love it. And then I learned a lot too. So now when we have conversations, or he's having, whatever, a dinner or a nice place out, I can be like, oh, is that the so-and-so with Snooki, and so-and-so knows with the 3 char level. So I'm more educated too. But
I returned a favor to close out our trip. I went to a phenomenal Cuban restaurant.
Oh, y'all, yes. And I can't pronounce it because y'all know me in pronunciations. But I put a little snippet, y'all could see where we were in the meal. When I say fully seasoned,
yes,
flavorful, wasn't no salt and pepper to be found, and it was not needed.
No. Everybody.
Food was, I can't even tell you what I ordered.
And I also recommend anybody that comes, there's a real nice store/bar called Evergreen Liquor, where you can, of course, buy liquor there, but they have literally every bottle that you can think of that you can't even find. They have it, and you can sample it. Of course, there's going to be a price range for what you want. You normally get a 1 ounce pour, but depending on what you get. But one of the employees there recommended this restaurant right across the street.
Yeah,
and
so good.
I'm not really a huge Latin cuisine person.
No. Uneducated.
But when I say the meal that I got, it was phenomenal. And she was like, I'm surprised you clean the bowl or clean the pot. And they brought it literally in a cast iron pot, kind of like a Dutch oven.
Pretty much was.
Yeah. And rice, peas, chives,
So good.
green olives, chicken, yellow rice.
Yeah.
And it was just delicious. They even had some plantains. Sorry, I can't. Plantains that normally I don't like them, but it was kind of like a cornbread the way they made it.
Yeah. It was almost like a whole cake or a hot cornbread, the way they smashed it and fried it with this really good garlic lime dipping sauce. But yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to share our thoughts. Hope that you enjoyed and found this vlog interesting. Thank you for tagging along with us. Hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Remember, you are seen, you are loved, you are chosen, and we will see you back here in another video Sunday, 6 o'clock.